right now. I go, what do you mean right now? I was over to his house. We were going to go out to dinner. And he's like, no, right now. I ordered a blood test and you can do it at home. All you have to do is let me stab you with this lance in the finger a bazillion times.
So he had the blood test. He had the test already at his house.
And milk your blood out of your finger.
Oh my God.
And send it to the lab.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the number one sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good and the bad. And Lily,
the sexually explicit stories of sugar dating.
Well, that too, but the shocking stories.
Some of them are shocking.
Yeah, absolutely. They're shocking. Matter of fact, I have a fistful of papers. It's just me and Lily today. And we needed this. We needed a show just for ourselves. I've got listener letters here. We've got a lot of situations. Alejandra's back on Seeking. We went to dinner last night, and we had so many great conversations about issues that she's having, that her friends are having, you know, the Indian princess.
I need to know where you ate.
We ate at, where did we eat? I think we had tacos or something. I don't remember.
Did you go to Blanco?
No.
I kind of burned out on them.
Backyard tacos.
Oh.
Those are really
Those are good.
Yeah. So anyway, one of them was about how to discuss allowance. That's the age-old question. And I kind of came up with an idea, and I'm going to throw it at you.
Okay.
On how both men and women can get into a range that they feel comfortable with, because the women don't want to waste their time and go on a meet and greet where guy says, well, my budget's $200 or some silly thing like that. And then the guy, you know, he doesn't want to waste his time if the girl says, well, I need $3,000 per meet, which
some girls will say that.
There. But anyway, before we get into all that, I mean, we got some business to take care of. We announced last week, and if you haven't seen it, our Sugarpalooza 5 is officially open. The application process is open for Sugarpalooza 5. You excited about it, Lily?
Yes.
you know how much work is involved. That was very hesitant. Anyway, November 6th through the 8th, 2024, we are having, well, actually, Lily's kind of renamed it Shakira-Palooza.
Don't you think that's adorable?
Yeah, that's adorable, but it's Sugarpalooza 5 for the Shakira concert in Phoenix, Arizona in November. I'm telling you what, guys, if you have not been to Phoenix, Arizona in November, it is absolute paradise. You want to come here for the weather alone. We go through 4 months of hell, which means 115 plus degree days for 4 months. So we get to enjoy the 8 months of paradise, and Shakira is coming here during that time. So we've opened up the process. Go to our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com. I renamed the tab Party. That's easy enough. Click on the Party tab. It will take you to all the information. It's structured very similar to our past parties. Wednesday night, we'll have a mixer. Thursday, we'll have a pre-party at my house with a party bus taking us down to Footprint Arena, where we have a private suite, dead center, for 22 people.
Yay, I love Dead Center.
Yeah, it's really nice. People that went to the party, this last party, they were amazed at how great those seats were, and it's right there. And then the party bus will bring us home. Who knows where it goes from there, because we had some crazy stuff happen last party. Not guaranteeing that's going to happen again, but a lot of people decide to skinny dip in the pool.
They sure did.
That was pretty fun. And then we'll have a little brunch in the morning on Friday. Now, you're free to stay. I'm telling you what, the weekend, you've got the rest of the weekend to do whatever you want. The party is over on Friday. Now, as usual, it might hang over and we might do some other things, but they're unstructured and they'll be at the spur of the moment. But if you want to stay that weekend, you have to be responsible for your own accommodations. but it would be worth it.
Yeah, the weather's going to be beautiful.
And lots of things going on.
And it's kind of fun to hang out in smaller groups after the party.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's up to you. We have very limited tickets available, but we are not going to make any decisions on who's coming because I have very limited tickets. Last time I was pretty much telling people very, very quickly whether they were in or not. And we were able to schedule flights and get all that arranged. This time I have such few tickets, and I've already got a lot of applications in. But we want you to apply because I'm not guaranteeing it, but if I can get enough Sugar Daddy sponsors, we may get a few more tickets to the show. So go ahead and get your applications in. Now, it's survey style form. How did you hear about the show? What's your favorite sugar dating story? Are you a member of the Patreon? Now, you do not have to be a member of the Patreon, but it's highly encouraged. And the great thing is our Patreon is free to join. And I posted something today. I posted a free little thing today about our 3-year anniversary of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. I thought it was kind of fun. It came up in my memories on my phone, and I realized we started recording in August of 2021, and we're recording this episode in August of 2024. So we are at 3 years anniversary, and it was fun looking at the concepts as we were developing. We went through kind of multiple revisions of our logo and how we were going to structure everything and how we came to our really cool pop art logo that we have today. And we had a few different voice artists record some intro and outros to our show, and then we picked the one that we liked, and that's the one that we're using now. But I actually posted one that we didn't choose, but is still really good. So if you go on Patreon, you'll be able to see those early renditions of how we kind of developed our logo and what we were looking at when we started the show, and you'll hear some of the cuts that didn't make for our intro and outro, and those are still fun to hear. Now, to get the full access to the site where you can get into the community chat room, which is really fun, lots of things going on in there, starts at $10 a month. And then we have tiers that also include coaching and profile reviews. Now, if you are an ultimate VIP member of the show,
And you're available.
Let's just
November
say
6th through 8th.
Let's just say you're seeing Shakira.
Yep.
I mean, those are our ultimate supporters. It's the top tier. It includes unlimited coaching, unlimited profile reviews, direct access to Lily and myself. You get our personal phone numbers. Well, actually, you get our Google numbers, but it still comes to our phone. And you can pick our brain, send us messages, issues, situations. We will help you through those because we really, really appreciate you supporting the show. Even if you don't need all that and you still want to be an ultimate VIP member, it helps support the show because there are costs. Lily, God forbid Lily does not work for free. I wish she did, but she sends me an
almost do.
invoice every week or every 2 weeks. Here's how much you owe me, Marcus, for the editing and the party planning and everything else. There's actually a lot that goes into it. We have studio time. I'm hiring somebody to help do some marketing that's going to help maybe a little bit more with our social media and outreach. And I don't know. We've got a lot of expenses. And these parties. We were a little bit negative in this last party, but I don't care. It was fun.
It was fun.
I dipped into our funds a little bit to make sure that we covered everything because we end up having so many people come to the party, and I wanted to cover as many flights as I could, and it just got expensive. But I don't care. We appreciate our listeners. We love you guys. We want you to be a part of this party. I haven't told Lily yet, but I have priced out another suite. I can't afford it yet, but we may be able to soon. If I can get a couple.
So many surprises for Lily today.
Yeah, if I could get a couple more Sugar Daddy sponsors, we may be able to add a second suite. The only problem is with this suite, you know what, Lily? This is the same exact suite that we had for the Dua Lipa concert.
Oh, that was a good one.
It was right next to the stage. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, it was on this
on the side.
left-hand side.
Yeah, of the stage. Yeah, and you're looking directly down on the stage. And it includes all you can drink and all you can eat. So
That's a bonus.
yeah, so if you're a Sugar Daddy sponsor and you want to come to this party, get in touch with me at info@secretsofasugardaddy.com. You can also get in touch with me. Just go to our website. It has the information there too. I will get you the details on becoming a sponsor, everything that's involved, and hopefully we can secure another suite and get some of those extra tickets that I'd really love to have, because I can't believe how fast this one suite, this 22-person suite's filling up. So
Yeah, it's true.
and I just feel bad because so many people want to come party with us again. And I'm going to have to say no to some treasured people that I want to be with us, because I can't include everybody.
And that is Veterans Day weekend.
It is?
Yeah.
Really?
Just realized that November 11th is Veterans Day. So people could make a whole mini vacation out of this.
Wow. Okay. I didn't realize that.
I didn't either, but I was trying to make sure I wasn't leaving town right after the party, but I'm not.
Good. It's going to be a hell of a time. It always is. You're going to have another time that you will never forget. Friends that you're going to make for life, connections that you had no idea that you would make. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. So it's a celebration of the podcast, of our listeners. And who knows, you may even find the sugar daddy of your dreams or sugar baby of your dreams. You just never know.
It has happened.
Some of the girls, what they did before they came to Phoenix, they changed their profiles to the Phoenix area even before they got here. And what happened was a few of them had some dates set up. They got here early.
Well,
they had
that's
some
how
dates set up.
We got 2 extra sugar daddies last minute.
Yeah. Our Tampa Pirate met a gentleman, and he ended up, not only did he sponsor the show, but his friend came along too. So we ended up having 2 new sponsors I wasn't expecting at the last minute. Matter of fact, I think you're having dinner with him tonight, because he didn't really get a chance to talk to you much at the party.
Nope.
And he wants to get to know you better. And so anyway, just great people. And so one of our sugar babies brought these people to us.
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike, yeah.
Yep. Trucker and I and Alejandra and Magic Mike are going to Maple and Ash.
Yeah.
Are you going to come spy on us?
You know what? I would love to. I am so busy. I'm actually taking Alejandra on vacation tomorrow. We're going to go see Jay in Colorado.
Get out of the heat.
Get out of the heat. We're going to go see him Friday night. We have dinner reservations. We're staying in this really cute little Airbnb. It's a lodge, but they have a community breakfast, family style breakfast every morning. I think it's 90 something years old or 100 years old. This lodge is, and it's halfway between Boulder and Estes Park and the Colorado National Forest. So Alejandra's super excited about it. I am too. It's going to be a nice time just to get away, get into nature. They got lots of lakes and hiking and cooler weather. I think the high is 70 degrees.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so we are excited to get out of this fucking
I felt
heat.
like walking from my house to the car, I was stepping into a campfire.
Oh, I know.
It's so damn hot outside.
It is. But we're almost out of it. We only got a month and a half left. That's it.
I'm holding on.
Like 6
Holding on
weeks.
for dear life.
Yeah. We actually had a morning, was yesterday morning, was like in the mid 80s. And I know that sounds still hot to some of you, but for us, that's a very pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was doing some outdoor work during that time and it was a little overcast. But anyway, today, it's just Lily and I, like I said, and I have a bunch of listener letters and some situations that I want to discuss, and probably not going to get to all of them, but let's get started. So I have a letter from Robert. It's a sugar daddy. He says, hey, I'm a new sugar daddy, and I've had about a month and a half of experience, and I've been laid more times in a month and a half than I have in 18 years.
What? Do tell, Robert.
I've had a few bad experiences and a few good ones, but yet to land a steady sugar baby that I know of, and I think I may have a couple that may work out. But again, I don't want to get stuck with just one woman like a marriage. My friends who are married tell me that I don't need to get stuck like them, so I'm excited as hell about the new lifestyle and hope to keep it rolling. Sincerely, Rob. You know, I know. I am not anti-marriage. And I am not anti finding the woman of your dreams, and I'm not anti being exclusive. But damn, it sure is nice to have options.
Yeah.
And why is it that all the married people just feel stuck all the time? It's sad in a way.
They feel stifled.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you have so many couples going E&M, ethically non-monogamous.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're finding that their marriage is still, and that spices it up some.
Mm-hmm.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
Odyssey celebrates the back-to-school season, brought to you by T-Mobile. You can count on T-Mobile to help you stay connected on America's largest 5G network.
Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
So Alejandra and I are going through some really interesting things because we've dated now for over 2 years. And we've gone through various emotions, various forms of jealousy, various forms of exclusivity and commitment back to being open. And it's really kind of been eye-opening to me because we were exclusive for 7 months, I think it was. And then when we went back open, I wasn't sure if I was just losing feelings for her or what would happen. And we find that we're hanging out more now than we ever did. Isn't that weird?
That is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I would not have predicted that.
I'm surprised by it too. But what's really funny though is that we're sitting here showing or talking to each other about the messages that we're getting off of Seeking, because we're both on Seeking. And it's been real eye-opening for me too, because I've been able to see the men's profiles and the messages that they send her.
Isn't it a shit show?
Lily. You're doing profile reviews and coaching for men, helping them. And, I'm helping a little bit too. What the fuck? Is it that hard?
I could become a billionaire myself if these men would hire me to help them with their profiles and pay me accordingly, because they are awful. They are literally crap.
I don't understand why it's so difficult to make a decent profile. But we're having revelations that a lot of the men don't get it.
I don't know if it's laziness or they just have no game or they're terrible with words.
Yeah. And then some of the opening lines that they're sending to these women.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. If she's not very attractive in her photos and she's not getting a lot of action, that may work. But that's not the girl you're seeking. You're messaging the very attractive ones. Now, granted, most of those pictures are filtered and they're not that attractive in person. But there are some on there you're just like, oh my God, that girl is drop dead gorgeous. I'm going to message her. You can't be messaging that shit to those girls, because they're getting that all day long and they just ignore. And if they have private photos and you just ask for their private photos, they're more likely just to block you.
Or you just say, yum.
Yeah.
I've gotten that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alejandra's getting all kinds of just crazy messages, very sexualized messages from the very beginning. Now, granted, she's a sexual being and she definitely is above average in her needs and desires. But you send that shit to her in the very beginning and she's like, that's a big turnoff.
Just block.
An absolute big turnoff. It's just unbelievable. She shows me these messages she gets and I just laugh because now I see why I'm having success. And I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm definitely having above average success on this site. And that's why we started the podcast, is try to help other people find their success too, because it's attainable. But you're not going to find it with this bullshit that you're messaging these girls and this bullshit that you're putting in your profiles.
What's the worst one she's gotten recently? Opening line. Can you think of any?
Just really dirty sexual, like, hey, you and me, the blank hotel, 6 p.m. Yeah, okay, sure.
Let's get her
let's
done.
just jump in the sack with a stranger I don't know. Oh, and then they say no condoms.
Ew.
Yeah. She gets that a lot. Which, you know what? We've talked about that a lot. I get it. I told her I am not opposed to using condoms, right? I get it. But after about 5, 6, 7 minutes, I can't feel a damn thing. My blood flow is being cut off, and you're going to have to work really hard to keep me aroused because
Keep you in the game.
It just deadens everything. And then if you're going to give me a blowjob with a condom on, don't even bother.
Okay, has it always been that way, or do you find a difference between like your teenage years? Could you tolerate a condom better? I'm just wondering for men if things change with age for like sensitivity.
So long ago, when I was a teenager, I could fuck a bowl of water, and I think it would be like literally
a stack of 5 condoms.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole different ball game. But now, I think it's probably changed a little bit. Now, condoms actually have gotten a little better. They've gotten a little thinner, but they still break on me. I've still had those really thin ones. I've had them break.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. But anyway, I get it, man. The problem is,
if you're not being exclusive, you need to use them.
So
safety first.
Here's the deal. Alejandra, she's actually talking to people about getting tested before they have any intimacy. And she says 80% of the guys, that's where the conversation is.
They're not going to bother.
Yeah, they just don't even want to bother.
And then there's guys like my guy who, this is quite some time back, had just jumped on Seeking, and he decided he wanted to start seeing me. And we came to an arrangement. We went on a couple of dates. We were intimate. And all of a sudden he goes, whoa, 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 whoa. We need to get tested.
After you've been intimate?
Yeah. And I'm like,
now, how many times? This is the first time?
After the first time we were intimate, he's like, we need
the deed is done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm open to that. And he's like, no, right now. I go, what do you mean right now? I was over to his house. We were going to go out to dinner. And he's like, no, right now. I ordered a blood test and you can do it at home. All you have to do is let me stab you with this lance in the finger a bazillion times.
So he had the blood test. He had the test already at his house.
And milk your blood out of your finger.
Oh my God.
And send it to the lab, and I'll do the same. I'm like, okay. He was not good at the fingerprint.
So he
thing.
stabbed your finger?
Yeah, and that one wasn't bleeding enough. So then he did another one. Oh my God.
That hurts.
I walked out of there with
feel like your heart beats in your finger.
Yeah, I walked out of there with at least 2 or 3 fingers bandaged, but we got enough blood.
So you were just dripping blood onto like a little...
Into a vial type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he sent it off and he's like, okay.
And did you watch him do his?
Yeah.
He did the same thing?
Yeah, he did the same thing.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm not worried.
Yeah.
I get tested regularly and I wasn't super active at the time anyway. And sure enough, it came back clean. He's like, okay, I feel comfortable now. We can continue our relations.
But the thing is, you never saw him again.
I don't
think you did.
I don't think I did. And I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. I think it was...
I think you and Trucker were starting to become a thing.
Yeah, that might have been right at the time I met Trucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a weird experience for me.
Well, I was watching an interview with Dan Bilzerian, and a lot of you guys know who he is, Playboy. But they were at his house, and he opened up a closet, and he had all these different STD tests in there that the girls were required to take before he has sex with them, I guess. But
I know it's smart. It was just unexpected.
Yeah.
I didn't expect him to whip one out of his back pocket and go, no, I mean right now. We're testing you right now.
Yeah. If there was a way you could get immediate results, that would be super popular. Mm-hmm. You know how they test drugs? They put little drops on there and like, oh, this tested positive for Coke or fentanyl or whatever, right? That would be cool if you could pee in a cup and then just put some drops in there. And if it turned a certain color,
maybe we need to invent that and trademark it.
Well, I'm sure they've tried to, because the quicker you know, the better.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's the waiting.
It's the
waiting game when you're like,
sucks.
Something funky is going on
now,
and I need to know what.
If you're in the Arizona area, I don't know about the other states, but I'm sure they have something similar. The health department has a few offices, but there's one close to downtown. You go in, you fill out a 1-page paper. It's very simple. I've done it a bunch of times because that's where I go. It's pretty quick and easy. It's $20 for each time you go. You get tested. If you come up positive, that includes the medicine. So they give you a prescription to a pharmacy that's in the health department. You walk across the hall, you get your prescription, you're done. $20.
Easy.
Yeah. Now, they have times that are busier than others. I think Tuesday through Thursday is not as busy. Mondays and Fridays are the busiest. Check it out. Go get tested. Now, they don't do a full panel. This is just for AIDS, syphilis, hepatitis C, gonorrhea, and chlamydia. So 5 of the most, gonorrhea and chlamydia are the most spread STIs. And then the others are just, you need to get checked every now and then just because those are very dangerous. Mm-hmm. And matter of fact, we got tested. Alejandra and I went down there and got tested. And they had my results. We got tested on a Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, I already had the results for half of them.
Really?
Yeah, it was very quick in my right on the computer. Then the other one, the ones where I just urinated in a cup, those came back the next morning. So I had it within 24 hours. So,
That is
yeah, it was very fast.
like going to the Circle K. Very convenient.
Yeah. It's just funny because you're sitting there in a room with all these other people who are getting tested and everybody's trying not to make eye contact.
Everybody knows why we're all here
Well, yeah. So,
in Happy Town.
I encourage you guys, STIs are certainly a fact. We get messages about those all the time. On the Reddit forums, they're talking about it all the time. And it doesn't matter whether you're sugar dating, Tinder, whatever. It's a big topic. If you're sexually active, make sure you're getting tested regularly. Whether you should use condom or not, that's up to you with your partner. If you feel comfortable, both of you have been tested and you feel comfortable, it's completely up to you. But
I have a question.
yeah.
Have you ever tried a female condom?
You know who did that? Who has a female condom?
No.
I believe it was Amy's sugar daddy, one of the original ones.
Oh, so he had something,
Yeah.
condoms that he could give to his sugar baby.
Yeah.
And so he didn't have to use the one she did.
Yeah. I believe it was him. She had an encounter with somebody who had the female condoms. Yeah.
How did she enjoy that? Did that feel weird?
She says she didn't mind. Yeah. It was fine for her.
And was it a better experience for the male?
That is a good question. I would think it would be.
I think you need to try it out
A female condom.
and report back.
Yeah.
You and Alejandra.
All right. I'll talk to her about it. Maybe we'll try it out this weekend.
Just try it.
Yeah,
So
I don't
you
know.
can give feedback.
Yeah, that wouldn't cut off my circulation.
Yeah.
You know what? I may have to try
I
that.
wonder if it changes the sensation for the female. You wouldn't think with the location of the clit. It really shouldn't. Well, depending.
Yeah, we'll have to
Yeah.
see. To do a little research on that. If you guys have tried that, write us in. Let us know what your experience was. I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Just trying to find ways. Because obviously the most pleasurable sex you're going to have is condomless, condom-free, and that's why guys beg for it and they just don't want to do
Bareback.
it. But yeah, so I get it, but it's a concern, and you certainly don't want to be spreading things.
It's so nice not to have to worry about that anymore.
Right? I guess not, huh?
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it at all.
Yeah. Okay. I've got another letter from Australia.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I love me some Aussies.
Yeah, we've got a really good listenership down there. All right, this one's from Claudia. She says, "Hey, ya, I'm absolutely devouring your show. I'm a sugar baby in Perth, Australia. This is my second attempt trying SA after a short-lived attempt 2 years ago." I love how people still call it SA.
Okay. That's so funny that you're reading a letter from her because I did a profile review and she's who I was talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
How old is she? Does it say?
It doesn't say how old she is in here.
Oh.
She wrote me this letter. It's been probably about a month ago.
Yeah.
I'm just getting caught up. She says, "This round, I am finding the journey so much more fulfilling and I'm meeting high quality men. In fact, I'm finding the journey quite healing after a non-seeking romantic relationship where I didn't feel loved or valued. I'm not the hottest girl around. I'm probably a 6 or 7 out of 10. I have a very visible physical handicap. Yet my sugar daddies make me feel treasured, attractive, and valued." Well, that's good. Unfortunately, none of my friends understand or support my lifestyle choice, so I do feel lovely in that regard. I think I missed a word in there somewhere. Funnily enough, I am studying to become a therapist and Tantra practitioner, and this lifestyle is helping me gain so much experience and boundary setting. I haven't yet felt in danger, but I also haven't been asked to do anything too crazy. It's all pretty vanilla. The only new thing for me was a guy who asked me to lick him everywhere like a cat.
Meow.
It was fun. Another sugar daddy almost made me tear up when he told me that he really felt seen by me in a way that he hadn't felt seen in ages in his marriage. What do you think she meant by that?
I think things in the marriage were getting stale and routine, and you kind of stop paying attention to each other, complimenting each other, noticing things about each other. You just get kind of stuck.
Yeah, it gets stale. She says, that's just precious, and I can see the healing value of these arrangements. I wonder if we are more like intimacy surrogates rather than sex workers. I have a couple of questions for you. What are the best practices to stay as safe as possible from STIs? See, this comes up all the time. So we just talked about that. Have any of you caught any? Lots of people get them. They're very, very common. What's the best way to support a sugar daddy with erectile dysfunction? Now, that happens a lot. What do you think? What's a good answer for that?
I'm going to take it back to Lee Jagger and her techniques with ways that you can stimulate and pleasure a man, whether he has an erection or not.
Yeah.
You can have pleasure without coming. You can have pleasure without an erection. There's still lots of sensual things you can do. She needs to sign up for that course if she really is having one with an issue.
That's been a really popular episode, especially on YouTube. I post all of our episodes now on YouTube, and that one has a lot of downloads. So if you want to look that one up, Lee Jagger, what was the name of it?
I want to say the bedroom coach.
Yeah.
Is that right?
She was, she's this really, really smart person.
Rock the Bedroom.
Rock the Bedroom, yeah.
I get her mixed up. There's a guy who goes by the bedroom coach that talks about how to keep a woman happy in the bedroom and
we had a really fun
chasing you
interview with her because she, in time of desperation, ended up taking a job at a massage parlor, the happy ending type. And not only did she make really good money, but she started really enjoying the process and finding different ways to help men. And then she found so many great ways that she has produced a course for it. So just like we recommend OMG Yes for all the men and women on how to pleasure a woman properly, we certainly recommend Lee Jagger's course on how to pleasure a man.
Rock the Bedroom.
Rock the Bedroom, yeah. And then finally, Claudia says, in what ways could I invite more kink into my arrangements? Thank you. Love you. Mean it.
She is a sweetheart. I've been emailing back and forth, helping her with her profile. And I know she's kind of up and down in her confidence level. She even at one point wrote me and said, hi, Lily, thanks heaps for putting time into helping me out. I've updated my profile on Seeking. Let's see what happens. I'm realizing with your podcast and my experiences that maybe I'm not a good fit for sugar dating. Like with my handicap, body shape, and lack of glamour, maybe I'm not what SDs are looking for.
Wrong answer.
Yeah, I was going to address that. On the other hand, with my Tantra training, I'm apparently really good in bed, but it's hard to tell from just looking at me. Haha. So yeah, she's got some self-doubts. She feels she's not glamorous enough. She does have a very minor physical handicap that honestly, I looked at all her pictures and I was coaching her on, yes, most of your pictures are very casual. Let's throw in some where you're a little more glamorous, get a little dolled up now and then and get somebody to take some photos. And I was like, wait, you have a physical handicap? I did not notice. And she's like, zoom in on one of the pictures and you'll see it. And I did. And Yeah. It's not a big deal. It's not that
It
noticeable.
wouldn't dissuade me. It would be a
No.
non-factor.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If I was looking at her profile and even met her in person, it'd be a non-factor.
I'm trying to think what I said to her. It's probably something along the lines of there's someone for everyone, because there are men out there who are not looking for a glamour queen. They want a down to earth.
Yeah, they feel intimidated by that. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't want that pressure.
They just want a down to earth, come and meet my mom kind of girl. As Amy's ex sugar daddy said, they want a lady on the streets. And how did he phrase it?
A freak in the sheets.
Yes, a lady on the streets.
That's an old one.
And a freak in the sheets.
Yeah.
That's what he likes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what 99% of the men like.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, you keep with her and keep us updated on her progress.
Yeah. Did we answer all her questions? How does she invite more kink? I have done it through suggestion. Have you tried this? Would you be interested in trying this? What's on your sexual bucket list? What are your hard no's? I absolutely know I would not like that. And then just experiment. And if it doesn't go well, laugh it off and try something different.
Yeah.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar.
Odyssey celebrates the back-to-school season, brought to you by T-Mobile. You can count on T-Mobile to help you stay connected on America's largest 5G network.
Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
I know one sugar baby I've been talking to, I met recently, and she's a new member of our Patreon. So thank you very much. She's just been absorbing everything like a sponge because she's new to this. But she had some things in her profile that was inviting a lot of kink into her messages, and it got to be overwhelming.
Okay.
Because she was talking about how she really wants to explore, she enjoys her submissive side, and she's looking for somebody that can be strong and dominant so she can be submissive to them. And then that just invites a whole lot of messages in there. So if that's what you're looking for and you want that, or whatever kink you might have, then you could put it in your profile and definitely men will respond. She actually ended up taking that out of her profile.
Well, it'll also help you filter, because men who are into it are going to be drawn to your profile and message you, and men who are like, oh, hell no, I absolutely don't want to be the dominator. I want to be the submissive. Well, they're not likely to message you.
Yeah.
Why did she take it out? Because she felt it was a little too...
I think she was attracting the wrong kind of men.
she was.
She's very, very new. And I don't think she realized the way it would come across.
So kind of like what Alejandra went through is she had some good experiences with being submissive, but it was nothing over the top. And then she got that one guy that really overdid it.
Yeah.
To the point that was abusive. It just was.
Yep. Okay. Moving on. I've got a message from a sugar daddy, Cody. Hi, Marcus. I just found your show and your world. And what a world that is. I'm a 45-year-old father of two from Washington State. I just was introduced to the sugar world because my roommate is a sugar baby. Really? He's 45 and he has a roommate. It's a sugar baby. She's been giving me advice, but seeking a sugar mommy is not as easy as the other way around.
Oh, he wants a sugar mommy.
What? He's 45.
And he wants a sugar mommy.
What kind of sugar mommy you think you're going to get?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, there are women out there in their 60s and 70s who are very independently wealthy.
Yeah.
That might want a hot 45-year-old on their arm.
All right. Well, let's move on then. He says, I have a full-time job. I don't make much money in the recruitment business because I'm back in databases and such. All my money goes to bills and being a great father to my boys, which includes child support, etc. I feel like I put everyone ahead of myself and I'm now devoid of money and someone special in my life. So many women have history with relationships that weren't filling, such as neglect, abuse, or other. I'm a great guy who's struggling, but I have so much love and attention to give to someone needing that. So that's why I'm entering the world of sugar. I love your approach, and I feel like I have gifts to give to a woman that many men don't bother to give. But I'm feeling lost and a bit alone as I'm a great guy who's kind of struggling to find my compass at this time. I need someone to grab my hand and pull me up and show me this world and where I can go with it. Anyway, if you find my situation interesting, I'd love to have someone to discuss the life with and share. Thank you for putting yourself out there and creating this outlet. Sincerely, Cody. Well, you are on a tough path because finding a sugar mama is the rarest of rare.
Can you find those on Seeking?
Yeah.
You can?
Mm-hmm. I've heard stories. I've never met anybody that has found a sugar mama. We interviewed a guy, and he had a girlfriend in law school. This was, gosh, what episode was this? I think this was back in the 20s or 30s. But we interviewed him, and she encouraged him to go on Seeking to be a sugar baby so he could get money to help pay for his law school. She thought it would be great if he found someone on Seeking. So he goes on there hoping that he was going to find a sugar mama, and all he got was messages from men.
Oh.
So he's like, well, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And so he actually was a sugar baby for some men.
See, I'm trying to... Oh, well, that's shocking.
Yeah, no, it's shocking, and it's a great episode.
I'm trying to wrap my head around how would you seek a sugar mama on Seeking, because usually the women on there are looking for...
Yeah.
How would you filter for that?
I actually met a girl. Matter of fact, we had relations. She was my first threesome, but she brought a girl with her. And actually, her brother was having a birthday party, and she recruited a girl for her brother. But she went on the site as a sugar baby and a sugar mama. She made good money. She was bisexual, and she loved being a sugar baby for men, and she also loved being a sugar mama for some women.
Okay, I'm guessing there's probably a site out there for finding a sugar mama. I would recommend him to Google that, because there's got to be.
Sugar mama? I don't think so.
How many sugar mamas do you think are actually on Seeking?
There are some. There are definitely some.
And so their profile says, I am...
But they're usually
sugar
usually
mama.
gay or lesbian. They're usually looking for other women.
Oh, a younger woman or...
Yeah. Yeah. Usually. Because men are a dime a dozen. You can get any guy to be... A woman's going to be throwing money at a guy. They're lining up.
Yeah. Well, there used to be a reality television show about it. These older cougars dating these young hotties.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called, though.
Yeah. So anyway, good luck with that. But we appreciate you listening to the show. Let us know if you find any success on that.
I'm
Because
going to Google sugar mama websites.
Yeah.
There's got to be. There's something out there for
I
every
think
damn
probably
thing.
the best is Seeking, because they have a side where you can be a sugar daddy or a sugar mama.
I did not know that.
I think so. Pretty sure. Yeah. Because there's lots of girls on there who put that they're looking for men or women. Because you have that option, and you can say, I'm looking for a man, or I'm looking for a woman, or I'm looking for a man or woman. Doesn't matter. All right. Here's another one from Karsten. Hello, Marcus. I'm a Danish author and have been sugar dating for many years. I also wrote a book about creating a harem of 11 sugar babes in Brazil. It's called Our Healing Harem. You can Google the title. It's on Amazon. I find your honesty relieving and have heard several episodes of the podcast. I'm also a friend of Brandon Wade, who is the founder of Seeking. Oh, yeah, we know that. He is now back in his office, and I'm giving him a few ideas to improve the site. Well, can I give you a few ideas to give to Brandon? Because he doesn't talk to me.
Please do. Who's this guy again?
He's a Danish author.
Did he give us his name?
Yeah, I'm going to contact him. This year, I created a business where sugar babies can work as surrogate partners. This is the website. It's still mostly in Danish. He says www.sexology.net, and it's spelled SEXOLOGI.net. I haven't checked it out. I'm in Europe, but I would be happy to make a call when you have time. Let me know if you're interested in this. The above phone number also works on my WhatsApp, Karsten Graff. You know what? I'm going to hand this to you, Lily. Do not lose it. Let's get in touch with this guy.
Okay, yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
I'm looking up his book.
Yeah.
Our Healing Harem, the true story of the loving relationship between Karsten Graff and 11 harem women. And look at this cover.
Oh, my.
All the chicks in all the lingerie.
Oh, my. Okay. You know what your duties are.
Yep. Get a hold of
We need to talk to
Karsten.
him. Yeah. How cool is that? Mm-hmm. All right. Another one. We've got a guy named John who wrote us, says, I'm a sugar daddy to a fabulous Californian sugar baby currently living in the UK. I'm not her only sugar daddy, which I'm cool with. I mentioned this podcast to her on our date today, and she wondered if you might be interested in hearing about her experiences as an American sugar baby living in the UK. All right, I'm handing this one over to you again.
Heck yes, we would.
Definitely.
In the words of Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. Can you bring me my chapstick? Okay. That's another quote from Napoleon.
I know. I love that movie. I need to rewatch that.
I got a message. This is the longest letter I've ever received. It says, it's from a sugar baby, potential. I'm 52. Should I even bother? End of letter.
Drum roll, please.
I'm 52. Should I even bother? Lily, what age were you when you got on Seeking?
52.
Amazing.
And I'm so glad I bothered.
Yep.
It worked out nicely.
It doesn't hurt to give it an opportunity. It may be for you. It may not be for you. But Lily took the step. She made her profile, didn't really know what she was getting into. And it's a complete new world that has changed her life.
It absolutely has.
For the better.
For the better.
Absolutely.
Yep.
If you need any pointers or help,
Do bother,
let us
but
know.
proceed with caution.
Yeah, of
Don't
course.
just jump in blindly. Listen to the episodes. Learn from our mistakes.
Oh, boy, our mistakes.
Don't start from scratch.
Yep.
Work smarter, not harder.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
Odyssey celebrates the back-to-school season, brought to you by T-Mobile. You can count on T-Mobile to help you stay connected on America's largest 5G network.
Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
Okay, I have one last letter, but it's 4 pages long and we're running out of time, and it's a very negative letter. So I am going to forego this one for another day because I still think it's worth talking about. Somebody that doesn't like our show. She's listened. I say she. I don't know if it's
Did
a
they
she
sign
or
it?
he. No. I'll just read the first paragraph and then we'll leave it at that because it's literally 4 pages long. It says, I can't stay silent anymore. I have listened to every episode of the podcast. I am beyond annoyed of what the newbie attitudes are in the Sugar Bowl now. And your podcast is normalizing a male predator dynamic, which demeans the female within the dynamic and basically turns her into a beggar. Quote, be nice and I might give you a few bucks, but only if you stay silent and compliant and don't ask. Unquote. Did I really say that?
I've never encountered an episode where I came across that type of mentality.
If I said that, I'd like to know what episode because clearly that's taken out of context.
I have never felt like a beggar in the Sugar Bowl. I have felt like I had difficulty verbalizing what I thought would be equitable, but I've never felt like a beggar.
Yeah. Anyway, it's very long. I would love to get into it because she does bring up a lot of good points. And I think it's a she because I've got this hater on the Reddit forums and she's badmouthed me and the show. I don't know her. I've never had any contact with her. She's just deriving her hate of the show from what she's listened to because it differs from her opinion.
You know what? Racking my brain, I'm going to guess, and this is just a wild guess, but I'm going to guess she's referencing when we talk about women who come on to Seeking out of desperation because they're desperate for money and they do feel like they are going to do anything it takes to try to make ends meet.
But it's clearly out of context.
But we've always said those are the people who shouldn't be on there.
Right. That's the worst time to be on there. But it's, it's a struggle because you need money. Where are you going to go to get money? Seeking is a great place to get money. But then now you're going to be willing to do things that you ordinarily wouldn't stand for. And these guys can smell desperation and they're going to use you and treat you like a piece of shit.
I think that might be the only thing I can think of that she might be referring to. But
that's why we don't advocate getting on Seeking out of desperation.
Yeah.
Although I would say 70 to 80% of the girls are on there out of desperation.
It's a double-edged sword.
I know, and we get it. It's completely understandable. But the key is, even if you are desperate, still hold your dignity and do not let the guy know about your desperation.
Hide it.
Yeah, because then they know the power that they can wield from your desperation.
And conversely, I've talked to a number of sugar daddies, one I can think of in particular, who is the biggest bleeding heart you could ever meet in your life. And if a girl cries, I'm desperate, I can't make my rent, I'm going to lose my car, he will step up and just help financially without really much, if anything, in return.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it many times. And you know what happens? It gets worse and worse and worse. And that girl starts becoming dependent on you and she never can get her shit together.
But how about the ones who are just lying and manipulating about it?
And I've had that happen too. And
then
I found out. I found out from a friend. So I was dating this one girl of Seeking, and she had this whole story of all this needs that she had because she couldn't do this or that or whatever. I funded her, got her out of the situation. And then anyway, we ended up not working out. Her friend liked me and we started dating. She goes, she completely used you and that wasn't the situation at all, right? And I was like, what are you talking about? And she told me the whole story. I was like, that lying bitch. And all of a sudden things started making sense because I'm like, well, why can't you do this? Or why can't you do that? And she'd always have an excuse. And her friend's like, no, she was not in that situation at all.
I don't care if you're male. I don't care if you're female. If you are on dating sites, but specifically, there's a lot of rinsers and manipulators and liars on Seeking.
Right.
You just got to be so careful.
Yeah.
You just really do.
Well, I know we're running out of time, but I wanted to touch on it because I teased on it in the beginning, and that is Alejandra is running into this, and then her friends are also asking, oh, hey, how do you talk about allowance? And as we were coming home from tacos, I said, maybe this is the way you should approach it because men want to get out as cheap as they can, and then the girls don't want to feel like they're too cheap and they want to get the most that they can. So you've got this push and pull. Where do we meet in the middle? And then when you start arguing over money or debating over money or haggling over money, it kind of kills the whole mood of everything.
It does.
It's just an uncomfortable thing. But we're here because there's a financial component to this dating. It's compensated dating. So I said, the reason I have a lot of success, and in the past, I don't put that on my messages to girls now, but I would say, hey, I'm not new to this or I'm experienced at this. My budget is between $3,000 and $5,000 per month. And here's my number. I can speak more freely offline. And so they're like, oh, so they see a number, they see a range. If they're comfortable with something in that range, then they contact me. And then they may say, well, I'm normally, this much per week or this much per month and we're close. Can you, do this? But at least we have a range. And so I said, I think what men need to do, because I've overcommitted.
My problem with the range is I'm immediately going to go to the top of the range.
Well, I know. But it's the worst when a man overcommits. So I've had somebody said, well, my PPM is 700 and I'm looking at their pictures and I'm like, wow, okay. It's above my budget or that's the maximum of my budget, but okay. And then I meet them and I'm sorely disappointed because they've catfished me a little bit. They're a little, maybe 20, 30 pounds heavier. Their personality is a little dry. I'm not attracted to them whatsoever. Now I'm on the hook for maximum allowance and I feel like I just got ripped off.
Yeah.
And it's the worst feeling. So I thought, well, maybe we just say, hey, I would like to meet you first to see if there's chemistry and go from there. We can chat. My range is between 400 and 700, and then we can discuss there. Now the girl knows that, hey, at least it's in the ballpark, because Alejandra showed up on, and I've talked about this, she showed up on dates, meet and greets. She's gone there. She spent an hour and a half talking to the guy. At the end, he's like, well, my budget's $200 a week. And she's like, what? You're wasting. And then he's like, and I'd like to see you twice a week. She's like, you're wasting my time. Why did I even show up?
Yeah.
And it was just absolute waste of time for both of them. And so we don't want to waste anybody's time. And so I thought, well, instead of giving people a number and then showing up and going, God, I overcommitted, or I've actually given people a number and then I gave them more. Matter of fact, one of our guests, Dave, and he's been a sponsor of a couple of our parties, he said, yeah, I'll tell him 1,000, and then the date goes so well, I'll give him 2,000.
Yeah.
So it's such a tough little subject, and I could do an entire show.
It is a tough subject.
On talking arrangements, talking allowance, talking PPMs, how to do it, how both parties can comfortably go into a situation without it feeling like you're haggling and negotiating.
So I think if I was a sugar mama and I was looking for a baby, I might just lead with, well, the least I've ever gifted someone for their time was this amount, maybe say 400. And if there was strong chemistry and connection and I wanted to explore where this was going to go, it could be significantly more than that.
Yeah.
And then you're not giving them a range. Because if you give me a range, I'm going to go straight to the top of the range.
Yeah.
So I would give them the bottom of the range and not tell them what the top was. And then if it's worth their time to give you a half hour to an hour meet and greet, then it is. And if it's not, it's not. And nobody wasted their time.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to dive much deeper into that subject. I wanted to talk about it a little more today, but these letters ran a little long. So I will probably do an entire extra sugar on that soon. So look for that. We're going to start really focusing in. I know we've been interviewing a lot of people, party wrap-ups and this and that, but I think really we need to go back to our core occasionally and talk about how to set up your profile, how to respond to messages, how to message properly, the basics of sugar dating, the fundamentals of sugar dating, because we really haven't gone into depth in a while. We touch on different things here and there, but it's just a good primer, a good show on step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, just a roadmap to success. And I think we need to get back to that.
I like it.
Okay. Well, as always, we really appreciate our listeners. And if you have crazy sugar dating stories to share with us or just want to reach out with a question, go to our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com. Apply to the party, the Shakira concert. It's going to be so fun. Sugarpalooza 5. It's going to be a time that you will never forget. So go fill out that application now.
Hips don't lie and Marcus don't lie. It's going to be fun.
It is. And most of all, we want you to join our family on Patreon, whether it's the free membership, the $10 membership, or the ultimate VIP. Everybody's welcome. We'd love to see you there. We're posting new content all the time. The chat room is a lot of fun. So many people introducing themselves. Great photos on there too.
Yeah, I do need to put out a PSA. Once upon a time, when we barely started the Patreon, we would do profile reviews for the $10 membership.
As a promotion.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore because I do have people reaching out to me who are at that tier, and I just have so many to do at the upper levels, I just can't.
Yeah. So we have that available, but we have those tiers available. So if you want a profile review and coaching, we would love to help you, but you would need to sign up for one of the higher tiers or just listen a lot. I'm sure your situation will come up in the show somewhere, somehow. But to get personal coaching and personal profile review, we have that available. And we'd love to help you out on that. All right. Anything else, Lily?
I don't think so.
It was a good episode.
We covered a lot of ground.
Yeah. I actually was looking forward to just you and me.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot on my chest, had a lot of letters piling up, and I just think these are really good subjects to touch on, to kind of get back to the roots.
Yep. We could do a whole episode on that 4-pager from the Angry Girl.
And we might. Okay. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.